Hello everyone, and welcome back to MyGM in WWE 2K22. We are here, I believe, 2 weeks out from... Was it Clash of Champions was the next pay-per-view? I've already forgotten. I've went ahead and already booked the card for this week. I have decided that I'm gonna go with what works with the game. I have ideas, so obviously, main event of the show, we're going to wrap it up, the rivalry between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. Stone Cold Steve Austin gonna pull the trigger potentially on that feud with Cesaro. We're going to go ahead and turn Cesaro heel, because, I mean, just looking at our roster right now, Cesaro currently with a record of 4-8. That's pretty bad. It's not a good look for him. And, I mean, we already have one face bruiser in the form of Kevin Owens. Having a heel bruiser would help mix things up a little bit. Potentially one of our fighters could turn face, or we could even, I don't know, hire a new one potentially. But of course, yeah, that's going to line up the classes for Cesaro and Austin to feud. I know right now they've technically got the tag team rivalry going, which has been getting us good ratings, but I don't know. Maybe we'll somehow continue that. Maybe like next week they can be a tag team and they lose somehow, and that continues to further friction. I don't know. Either way, we're going to get some use out of Stone Cold. I used the contract power card that I had to add 2 more weeks to his deal, so that way we can properly flesh out a full feud between him and Cesaro. As well, I think I have decided to go ahead. We have the opportunity to get a permanent contract for Big E. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I know what you might be thinking. Permanent contract, that's a pretty big investment. I've got to have some confidence in our boy Big E here. And don't worry, I've got him lined up. Once we conclude this rivalry between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens, we're going to have Big E be the next in line to go up against Finn. And yeah, it's a big permanent contract, but, you know, I think it's good to have another big name on the show and really beef up our roster a little bit. It's going to really cut into our budget, but we are at the point where I think we were able to make our, you know, if we invest in any logistics, we can make that back. And, you know, we've been cutting our contracts to try to bring in somebody new. I think getting another permanent guy on the roster could be all right. As well, looking at the other superstars who are here on the roster, I'm thinking, you know, I'm trying to match up the classes and stuff, so try to focus more on getting guys who we would, you know, guys and gals that we would need to match up with classes we already have. Yeah, we're going to be getting rid of Jody Garcia. So really, like, Tamina and Ember Moon are kind of in unfortunate places as far as, like, the superstar class goes, and kind of the same with Jeff Hardy being in that, like, cruiserweight giant class. I mean, the thing with Tamina is we honestly would have more opportunities for her to have some new rivalries. Not so much with Ember Moon. I think the only other giant woman who is in this game who isn't a jobber, I think, is Nia Jax, and I don't know. Personally, I would rather not sign her, but I mean, I don't know. But yeah, we could potentially get Io Shirai on a 10-week deal, which I think could be cool, but I don't think we're going to spring for that at the moment. I think right now I'm just going to try to focus on the people we've got. If we go back to look at the show I've got booked here, we've got Asuka and Bianca. We're just going to finally start that rivalry up and get that going. You know, opening match, we're giving Stone Cold Steve Austin the title shot that he wanted, but his tag team partner Cesaro's going to come in and cost him. Try to make this as, like, you know, how I would typically book it as much as I can within the confines of my GM. And, you know, hopefully we can consistently get some good ratings out of this. We got Bayley cutting the charity promo, Peyton Royce calling out Rhea Ripley, try to advance that rivalry even further. And then, of course, yeah, main event, trying to wrap up Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. Gone ahead and booked all of our logistics here. And I don't think there was anything else I had to do. We've got the To The Moon power card, which could be useful now. It's plus 15 popularity to anyone less than 60. So if we really wanted to, we could... Okay, well, Big E's not less than 60, but we could, you know, potentially drop that on him, really come in and debut with a big head of steam. Also, potentially, really got to pick up that giant so Jeff Hardy can have some sort of rival to go up against, because we've had that problem with him since the beginning. We had him go up against Murphy, who was a specialist, and, you know, the classes don't click quite as well. Oh my god, I can't talk. Let's just go ahead and confirm the show before I go out of control. Alright, so the title is on the line in our opener. John Morrison versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Cesaro with the run-in, and it looks like, of course, because of the run-in, the victory goes to John Morrison. It looks like he got injured, I think. I think that's what that red X means. But it's okay, we've got the injury cards, so we can make up for it. But a 4-star opening match, that's honestly more than I was expecting, but I'll certainly take it. They both had very high popularity, so, you know, maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Charity promo from Bayley, gonna get us 5,000 fans. Go ahead and simulate Bianca Belair versus Asuka. And it's a win for Bianca, so that's going to line up a title match with Asuka in the future, except that it didn't start a rivalry. Why didn't it start a rivalry? None of them are in a rivalry. Or wait, is Bianca still with Tamina? Oh, that could be it. I might have forgotten about the Tamina rivalry. Go ahead and do the call-out promo. Advances the rivalry to level 3. And our main event, Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, tables, ladders, and chairs. And Finn Balor gets the win, which is not quite what I was going for, but it is what it is. It's going to get us 3.5 stars. So the opening match actually ended up getting the highest rating, which surprised me. Drew McIntyre versus Roderick Strong, 1-on-1 from Monday Night Raw. Victory goes to Strong, and they get 2.5 stars. Oney Lorcan, he goes up +2 popularity. R-Truth versus Otis, another, I think, newer rivalry that they're trying to work on. Yep, that's only up to level 2. They got 3 stars. Braun Strowman cutting the charity promo. And the main event, Carmella versus Dana Brooke. And the win goes to Dana Brooke in a 3.5 star. So overall, it does look like we are able to pick up the win. John Morrison is injured for 2 weeks, but if I remember correctly, I think the power card was either for, like, could fix injuries for 2 to 3 weeks, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if it was exactly 3 or 2. It's one of those, which should be able to cover John Morrison just fine. Yeah, we crushed him in the opener, and the main event evened out. So pretty good show for us. Getting those right. It didn't start a rivalry with Cesaro and Steve Austin, though, so I don't know what to do. I assumed that it would still work, even if they were faces, and then I could turn Cesaro heel, but that didn't seem to happen. So maybe we'll just, like, ignore it. I don't know. Oh, we didn't actually profit from that show. In spite of all the logistics I put into it, we actually did go down in terms of our finances there. Is there a particular... I don't see, like, contract salary sort of factoring into this. So maybe that's just... I don't know. What do the fans have to say? I saw what happened to Morrison on SmackDown. Didn't look good. Oh, yeah, the injury. Well, he'll be fine, actually. Cesaro just came out and attacked Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it's not a rivalry. I guess no one cares. They're just going to stick to being the tag team, which, you know, might be fine. Yeah. Who deserves this championship on her waist? Peyton Royce. Yeah, I mean, potentially. We'll find a way to get her into something. And we got that Vito Star power card, which is going to be... It's going to be pretty big. That's going to be a pretty useful one. They lost fans, but they profited. So that's... Oh, they're still number 1, though. We are actually still down by quite a bit, but we did definitely beat them in the ratings this week. So that is good on us. Although, looking at our budget, we are far behind them in that department. You need to take better care of your superstars. I understand, Triple H. A health spa power card? Use it to give one of your superstars a well-needed rest. It's too late for Morrison. It's too late. No, I won't have to wait until he's recovered, actually, because I have the card. It's good to know I've got a boss that keeps their word. Wasn't able to take home the gold. Either way, I just wanted to let you know. Cool. So, Austin's morale increased. Ready to tear up my contract and move on. You've already told me this, Triton. You refused to pay me any loyalty bonus before, but nothing else is going to cut it. I gave you a chance to fix things and you blew it, so I'm out of here. Okay. Did he go to Raw? We lost Triton. Triton's gone. We lost our big guy, you know, the guy we were training to be a future star. He is no more. I'm assuming he went to Raw. He's not in the free agency this week, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a free agent. Not sure. Anyway, what was I gonna do? There was something I wanted to check. Free crew booking to schedule a run-in this week. Shayna Baszler was promised a title shot, so we still have that hanging over us. Why did my brain just completely blank? I was going to check a thing. Right. Power cards. It is not the health spa. Injury rehab reduces injury time for one superstar by 3 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and drop that on Morrison. And now he's no longer injured. Let's go. Although he really does need to rest. So I think we're going to go ahead and also drop... we could just do the health spa 1 card, but we do have a 3. 18 more stamina. I mean, I guess we don't need to have Morrison on the show this week. Let's just go with the first one. And, you know, maybe when he comes back, we can have him cut a promo or something. Although, I guess technically he was in the tag team rivalry, so... Well, you know, it's fine. Okay, so current ongoing rivalries. How is Balor versus Owens still ongoing? How did that not conclude? I will admit I am not following along with that one. But more importantly, we have a new debut. We've got Big E set to make a... Well, except that we can't do that. Because Kevin Owens and Balor, the rivalry's still ongoing. I was going to have him go up against Finn. Oh, that's kind of garbage. And Morrison's busy, so we can't have him go for Morrison. Do we also look for, there are no fighters in free agency, except for Nicholas Mann, who is a jobber. Could maybe have Big E work a squash match. You know what? Why not? This guy in a suit and a bow tie, you know, he's going to be our next Triton. We're just going to prove to Triton that we, you know, we don't need him. We can do better than Triton. So 2 debuts here on SmackDown. It's this Nicholas Mann and Big E. That's going to be our mid-card. I'll put them there. You know, could potentially start up a feud. You know, we'll see how that goes. I think we're going to do the role change anyway. We're going to have Cesaro come out and turn heel. And hopefully that'll go over pretty well. Let's also go ahead, book the opening match. I think Rhea Ripley and Peyton Royce are probably due for another showdown. But also, yeah, so I'm really not sure why the rivalry did not start with Asuka and Bianca. I'm not really following that one. But yeah, opener, Peyton Royce, Rhea Ripley. Again, should we do it? So one of them is a specialty in Extreme Rules matches. One of them is a specialty in tables matches. Although I'm pretty sure the last time I had Peyton Royce against Bianca in a tables match and Rhea Ripley came down and interfered. So maybe actually, should we not put Peyton Royce in a match and maybe have Rhea Ripley go up against somebody else? Perhaps. Okay, I see now that the rivalry between Bianca and Tamina is no longer there. Maybe that was why I had trouble with it before. Let's see. We could do... Let me double check the women who are in free agency. Lana is a face fighter. Maurice is a heel fighter. I've already signed... I just signed this guy, though, so maybe I should stick to the people I have. That's probably a good call. So Peyton Royce was in a match and got interfered on. I think perhaps having Rhea Ripley in a match and having Peyton Royce run interference could be a good call. So let's see. Who would we put Rhea Ripley up against? Maybe Bayley? Maybe... No, we already did Shayna, so we probably don't want to do that again. Could do... I know face versus face, the match probably wouldn't be rated all that well. What would be our best main event then? Because our champ is off the show for the week. Shayna Baszler did say she needs a title match. So maybe... Bruiser. We don't have another face fighter, do we? No. Okay. So instead, perhaps what we could do, if we really wanna go for something big here, give Shayna Baszler her women's title match against Asuka, but we'll run interference on it. And let's see, do we want Bianca to come out and cost Asuka the title? No, that seems weird, because that's... Well, they're both heels, so... Because otherwise it's like we have Ember Moon feud with Shayna Baszler, which the classes don't line up. So it probably wouldn't be phenomenal, but could work with it. Or we can just not do interference, I guess. But we are supposed to run an interference. We can just do it in a different thing. Does Asuka have a specialty? She does not. Let's put her in an Extreme Rules match against Shayna Baszler. We'll use that to open the show since it's 2 heels. But the classes line up, it's a title match, and it's Extreme Rules, so can still hope for the best that that'll pull in a good rating. And then... what am I doing? Why did it go back to the main event? That's weird. Tag team, maybe? Probably not. Could do... Yeah, because the only tag team rivalry we had going was with Stone Cold. That's right! Owens and Balor are still here. I guess they'll rematch one more time. What kind of matches? Rivalry is stale, but it's level 4. They've just faced off so many times and people don't care? Well, then why is the rivalry still there? Alright. So, we won't do that. We'll give Balor the week off, I suppose. And then... I don't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens? Does that make any sense? Not at this point, it doesn't. Because Cesaro's turning heel, so he can't really do anything on the show this week. Yeah, I guess if we can't fall back on our other idea, then we could do Peyton Royce and Rhea Ripley, give them another match. Have it be... Because I could run interference, but they're in the match, so... We don't have another heel fighter. But then also, like, a lot of our men are not on the show this week, and I want to... It would probably be best to have Kevin Owens in some kind of match. If I remember correctly, he's a fighter. Maybe instead of Big E, we could do Kevin Owens in a squash? But then what would we do with Big E? Could team him with... could do some sort of tag team... It probably wouldn't get a good rating, though. So let Big E have his debut match against the Jobber. And... yeah, we don't really have a rivalry that can close this one off, unfortunately. So maybe have the title match be the main event, even if it's 2 heels. A little worried of how that'll go, but... if we didn't do... Well, either way, like, the match has got to perform. It's just a matter of deciding... which one will probably get the better rating. We need to do a run-in, though. So you know what? Maybe we'll... it would be a little weird if we opened up with 2 faces against each other. Could maybe... yeah. You know what? Let's go Bayley, Rhea Ripley, interference from Peyton Royce on to Rhea Ripley. Continue to advance that rivalry. It's, you know, a lot of our men not getting booked this week. We could do a tag team match. Probably not a good idea. Like, we could put, I don't know, Balor... What if this started a rivalry, though? No, we'll let Big E get his win. Yeah, let's call out. Should I try to have Bianca call out Asuka and see if I can actually start the rivalry that way? Because otherwise, there's just not really... I think the only way we could get Finn and Owens into a new feud at this point, because if they can't face off right now because the feud is stale, I think we can only really work them in some sort of tag team thing. which is not ideal. Let's try this again. Let's have Bianca call out Asuka and see if that works, which I realize again is just booking another woman on the show, but we'll make up for it at the pay-per-view. We got put in an awkward position this week with Morrison being hurt, so that tag team rivalry is no-go. Finn and Owens got stale, which is the first time I've seen that happen. And the only other thing would have been a tag match, but again, Morrison is busy this week, and we really couldn't have booked him anyway. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to make do and hope for the best here. That's how it seems. We do at least get our commissioner goal. It's gonna get us free crew booking. Can go ahead and book the Gorilla Crew. See, I know we won't get the optional goal, but people have been telling me that if I, like, book bigger venues, then at the very least, you know, you get more ticket sales and more people are able to go to your show, which might increase fans. So I guess we can try booking this one in the Thunderdome, even if I don't get the optional goal for it. We'll do network quality. Yeah, show quality plus 8. I guess we could go all in on it. Superstar signings. We will hope for the best. We're going to hope for the best on this week's show. Let's confirm it. And once again, we're not gonna play any matches this week. We'll do that at the pay-per-view or with spectate, you know, whatever. Bayley versus Rhea Ripley in the opening contest with a run-in by Peyton Royce. It's another victory for Bayley. Gets 2.5 stars, so, you know, could have been worse. And that rivalry is at level 4, so that's going to be a big match at the pay-per-view. Cesaro turns heel, gets a good effect. Would have liked it to be better, but I don't think that really seems to change much. Big E, please, do not lose to the Jobber. I am begging you. Okay, good. Good. That's what we wanted. Hey, a 2-star match, though, for it featuring a Jobber, which is, I'd say, pretty good. I was expecting it to be lower. Here we go. This time, the rivalry can kick off. Bianca calls out Asuka, but will that distract the champ heading into the main event against Shayna Baszler? Women's title on the line, Extreme Rules, and the win goes to Shayna Baszler, which is going to be tricky, actually. It got us 3.5 stars, which is good for now. Oh, they did not book any promos, so we might have another pretty okay week on our hands. Oney Lorcan and Brock Lesnar for the title got 3.5 stars. They also have the women's title in the mid-card, as Becky retains against Natalya for 3.5 stars as well. Main event, Otis and R-Truth, Extreme Rules. And R-Truth gets the win once again for 3 stars. Which is funny, because that, I think, was the only one that actually had a rivalry in it. And yet, it had the lowest score. So yeah, looking at our show, they did definitely beat us this week. They didn't book any promos, which is interesting. And Shayna Baszler seems to be our new women's champion. Heard that Triton walked out on SmackDown, no big loss. Yeah, pretty much. Time to part ways with SmackDown and take the next step in my career. Is he really going to go over to Raw? Where'd Nicholas Mann come from? Not actually as bad as I was expecting. Ooh, maybe just to really rub it in Triton's face, we should build up Nicholas Mann, because I don't know, it seems to have a little bit of buzz coming in. Asuka is such a natural at Extreme Rules matches. Good to know. Peyton Royce attacked Rhea Ripley. Not surprised we didn't see John Morrison this week. Hope he's recovering. Ooh, we actually lost 15,000 fans, which is big oof. We did at least profit this week, so we'll take what we can get. Great to see Shayna another Extreme Rules match, so people are liking her in those, because it's her specialty. And we did get our free arena booking. But hey, at least on the bright side, Raw also lost fans. Nobody really had the upper hand that week. We just happened to lose more fans. But it's okay, the pay-per-view is coming up. It's going to be big. And it is, yeah, Clash of Champions. I remembered correctly. Hey, something's come up and I can't have Hardy taking part in your show this week? Well, I mean, oh, and John Morrison can't appear either. You're just gonna tack that one in there. You're just gonna throw that in there. Thanks, Hunter. Thanks. Thank you for taking my champ off the show again. I mean, he needs to rest, but Something's come up and all special matches will cost double this week. God, Shane, you and your... I assume they have power cards as well. Gah, really just taking this pay-per-view away from us. Baszler appreciates the title shot. It's going to be a good morale boost for her. I'm not happy losing my championship last week. As a former champion, I'm enacting my rematch clause. I want a championship rematch against Shayna. Nobody else better get a title shot before me. Well, I mean, Asuka, I don't want to make her, you know, Asuka has been the face of our women's division for a while, so I wouldn't want to make her unhappy. So we're going to give her that title shot. It doesn't seem to say how immediately that is. Oh, right now. It just says, yeah, right now. Okay, so we need to ensure that Big E fights this week. Asuka's going to get a title rematch against Shayna Baszler. Tune into Clash of Champions to find out how that goes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.